How's it going, boys, girls, and squirrels? Okay, this time the fit check is legitimately lazy. Look, I'm not a very fashionable guy to begin with. Alright, it should be impressive enough that I made it this far kind of on theme. Should impress at least a few of you that I even got out of bed today. If you really want to give me some credit, you could say that this gizmo bot vaguely looks like Cersei, but just know it's credit I know I don't deserve. This is a shirt I've already worn, it's my "the horrors are never ending," and yet I remain silly. There's really only so much I can work with here. I have the equivalent of like an 8th grade boy's wardrobe. But here we are, we're back to watching Epic the Musical. Odysseus, I almost said what's his face? That would have been embarrassing. He's practically the title of the whole thing. Odysseus is about to face off against Circe. That's super exciting, assumedly with the help of Hermes. So this should be cool. I am kind of, like, iffy on the specifics of Circe and what she is. Is she just a witch? Or is she like a god of something? I probably should have looked this up the second I met her, because I'm pretty sure I made a lot of references to her just being a run-of-the-mill witch. I'm gonna look it up right now. Circe is a minor goddess, daughter of the sun god Helios and the oceanid nymph Perse in Greek mythology. My bad. So this is just yet another god that Odysseus has managed to piss off. Cool, got it. I'm up to speed now. Major announcement! For a long time, I've wanted this channel to have some form of iconography. Something that I could put on a shirt or a sticker, and someone would see it out in the wild and instantly know that that's a Danny Mata thing. But I don't really have or do anything that's all that visually unique. I look like one of the default character builds you can select in a bad RPG. I look like a character that would mug you in a Fallout game, and then when you rightfully put me down and loot me, you find out that all I have on my person is an apple core and a switchblade. But then, Makeship reached out to me, and made me finally come up with something that can make this channel unique. Makeship reached out to me and they were like, "We want to make a plushie of your channel," and I was like, I'm kind of the closest thing this channel has to a mascot. And the idea of me selling plushies of me feels like it would lead me down a dangerous path towards developing a very real god complex. So I was like, okay, this channel needs a mascot. Now I asked you guys what kind of mascot that should be, and unanimously, everyone said it should be a squirrel. So then I was like, alright, I'll make a squirrel, I'll give it my hair. Danny the squirrel is born. But then, my close friend and incredible artist, Daniel Duenas, was like, what if we made this squirrel a real character? What if we put some real time and thought into who this squirrel is? So now, I am proud and very excited to introduce to you Wispin of Shiverwood. I love Wispin. I'm so happy and proud of the little guy that we came up with. He will be the first ever plush that I've ever released, and you guys can sign up to purchase him right now. Here's how it works. If you click the link in my description below, you can sign a petition to get the Wispin plushie made. At 200 signatures, it'll go into production. Once 200 people have signed the petition, you'll then be able to pre-order Wispin for yourself. Now I know to most of you, Wispin is gonna seem kinda random, like why do I want a plushie of this squirrel creature that I know nothing about? That's why Daniel and I are going to be releasing comics of Wispin's adventures and stories on my Instagram page. Maybe I'll end up making a separate Instagram page for it, I don't know, but follow me on Instagram to keep updated with it, to really flesh out Wispin and his world and make him something truly special. If you want a Wispin plushie for yourself, make sure you check out the link in my description below. I'm so unbelievably excited about this. I'm so happy that we decided to, like, create a character rather than just throw my hairstyle on, like, a normal looking squirrel. I'm so excited to share more about the character with you guys in the coming weeks. Thank you guys so much for allowing my channel to get to a place where I'm able to do this. And thank you to Makeship for reaching out to me and pushing me to do something like this. If it seems cool to you guys, make sure you check it out. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you very much. Oh, alright, Jorge? Is this a remix of Habanera? Also, there's no way I'm pronouncing that right. You know the song I'm talking about? The one that's like dun 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 dun. And then in the back it's like do 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 do. If it makes you feel any better or worse about me, just know that the version I'm most familiar with of that song is the Muppets a cappella version. This is such a cold opening though. Especially for this boss battle we're about to encounter. These two are about to throw down so hard.
Lady of the palace, sorry that I asked this, but I hope that I've been misinformed.
By the way, is Odysseus rolling up to this fight high as fuck right now? Like, is this him seconds after tossing back some shrooms with Hermes? I feel like a more accurate representation of how this went down would probably be something like, Lady of the... Hey, have you seen Wallace and Gromit? Cause, man, can that dude butter some toast. Also, probably a good call on Dissy's part to take a polite approach to this fight. I love how he's just like, hi, so I'm pretty sure this is all just a huge misunderstanding, but a bunch of my crewmen got turned into pigs. I know, what a bunch of bozos, but I couldn't help but notice you're a local goddess on pig farm, it seems. So...
Through the years we seldom get a warm welcome, so I must ask just to be sure. Did you do something to them?
That's also a really funny line. Through the years we seldom get a warm welcome, so I have to ask, did you do something to them? I just like how he's like, hey, I'm a nice guy. It's the world that's mean to me.
Hear me. All I did was reveal their true form.
You turned them into pigs.
Huh.
It's okay, Cersei, I got it. That was a good joke. Flew right over Odysseus' head, but to be fair, he is tripping balls, and that was kind of a thinker.
If you make one wrong move, then you're done for. Anything I don't approve, then you're done for. I could put a spell on you, and you're done for. Boy, you better run, or soon you will be done for.
This slaps. This is significantly better than her first song.
I don't mean to tip your scale, but...
I don't know what he's about to do, but I can tell you right now, this is not the attitude I want him to do it with. Yeah, I don't mean to burst your bubble, but I think you may be barking up the wrong tree here, lady. You may have the fear and respect of this entire island and unlimited magic, but 20 minutes ago, Hermes gave me a little smooch. So, maybe put that stick away before you get yourself splintered.
I don't mean to tip your scale, but you will fail at placing any spells on me. I just ate a flower, one that claims your power.
Oh, that's what it did? I miss plot points in shows sometimes when characters just outright say them to my face. Keeping up with lore being sung at me has been a real fucking challenge. Okay, cool. Now I know what the root did. I'm fully caught up here. That doesn't make me any less nervous about how this is going to go down, by the way. After everything that's happened, Odysseus still feels he has the ability, he has the gall to say shit like, I don't mean to tip your scales, to a goddess. Just fucking take an assessment of everything that's happened so far. Cool it with the attitude, man.
Must be a liar, mortals can't acquire money without dire consequence.
Then I must be a god like you, cause I got this root from the ground with my bare hands.
Don't tell gods that you're a god. I can't believe I'm watching something right now that makes me look humble. I've never seen arrogance and hubris this extreme before, and I've practically built my entire brand on those two attributes. It's just the fact that like 96% of his entire fleet was sunk for an attitude like this, and he's still doing it. Does he learn ever? I'm sure the point is that he learns, but also maybe it's not. Maybe it's just this guy keeps not learning so much to the point that he just dies, and then the only learning to be done is from us, where we just look at him and we go, wow, man, what an avoidable journey.
Bare hands.
Hermes gave it to you, didn't he?
Okay, fine, yes. Well, regardless.
Yeah, yes, whatever. But did you hear the part about the smooch? It's very important.
You've made your one wrong move, now you're done for. I will be the one to prove that you're done for.
Why is this so fucking hype? Love the shot of them circling each other. Really love their personas duking it out for them. That's fucking awesome. This is like watching a fucking anime Beyblade match. I know this is the second time in a row that I've made a Beyblade reference. I got bays on the mind. Sue me. This is so sick though. The cinematography, the creativity. I love a sword user going up against a wand user. That's just a concept that I've always been into.
You've lost.
So sick, so unbelievably sick. The creativity behind these animatics blows me away every time. I could never listen to this song and come up with such creative shit. It's the fact that they did the whole like persona fight rather than like a typical wizard duel. Like if you gave me this and were like, all right, animate something with it, I feel like my first instinct would be to have her just like, you know, whipping spells at him and he's like dodging, ducking, and weaving, maybe blocking him with his sword. That's so much more boring than what they did.
You've given me no reason to bestow you with my trust, but everyone's true colors are revealed in acts of lust.
Oh, shit's about to get real Greek. I wish more duels went this way. I love the idea of two medieval knights duking it out like, well fought! You've bested me in armed combat, good sir. But will you best me in sex? In sex? Armed sex!
I'm not sure I follow.
I'm sure you do. I mean, I'm definitely confused about some of the details, but her main thesis is pretty clear. This dude's got like Goku brain. He has multiple children, but somehow doesn't know what sex is. Everyone's true colors are revealed in acts of lust. I'm not sure I follow. You wanna fight naked? You could call it a type of fighting. Like sword fighting? Well, your sword, perhaps. You're definitely gonna want a sword. It's not gonna be fair if I'm the only one with a sword.
There are other ways of persuasion. There are other modes of control.
I love how the animatic stops right at this part. Annie Flamma's just like, nope, I'm not touching that one. You freaks can use your imagination. Although I will say the thumbnail for their immediate next video does look kinda fucking wild. I don't believe we're watching Annie Flamma's though. I think we're watching Gigi's. We're back to Gigi. Gigi, who, by the way, warns us of spicy connotations. It's funny how this adaptation of a famously rated R book needs a spicy connotations warning.
There are other ways of persuasion. There are other modes of control. There are other means of deceit.
I like how in the last animatic, Odysseus is talking to her from a comfortable distance, and then in this one, he's just like, make one move and I will cut your fucking head off.
There are other roads to the soul. There are other actions of passion.
You know what I just realized? In the previous song, Cersei briefly turns into a giant fish monster. Anybody else notice that? She turned into a giant fish monster and I was like, oh, that's her true form. She's gonna use that to fight Odysseus. And then never does it again. And now that we're on a completely different animatic by a completely different animator, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna come up again.
Who's to say with the mistakes I've made that they will be the last mistakes I ever made?
Odysseus, you're not actually considering having sex with her, are you? Aren't you a married father? I get that he's being tempted and seduced, but I love how he's like, oh, you know what? My life is hard. I've had a hard go of things. I deserve some relaxation.
Here, this is the price
I'm just on
there is no
Wow, these connotations are getting a lot spicier than I expected them to. To be honest though, I feel like Hermes had some pretty spicy connotations too. I'm surprised there wasn't a warning on his shit. Also, the I'm just a man defense barely worked when you were killing babies. It's definitely not going to work on Penelope when she hears about this.
So 12 long years since I have seen my wife, and now the god of tides is out to end my life.
Poseidon wants to slap Odysseus with such a disproportionate punishment. Odysseus blinded his son. That sucks. Nobody prefers being blind. I get it. So blind Odysseus. Or kill him. That'd still be harsh, considering the Cyclops was definitely the aggressor. But, like, at least that's more fair than massacring 500 or so men who didn't do anything. Killing 600 men over this minor scuffle is some insane work.
And let us puppets leave.
Poseidon, eh?
I wonder if she lets him go because she has a grudge against Poseidon, or because he, like, passed her test by not sleeping with her. I'm, like, 99% certain it's that second one. Like, her whole thing is that all men are pigs, and Odysseus impressed her by being like, no, I love my wife too much to oink for you. But I am noticing a running theme of all the gods not liking each other a little bit. Because Hermes helped Odysseus go up against her, and now she's gonna help him go up against Poseidon. Originally, I was like, oh, is Hermes just, like, an agent of chaos here? He's like, I want to see this mortal go up against Circe. Let's see what happens. But I don't know. I want to, like, do they all have, like, stakes in this somehow? It'd be kind of interesting if they did, and it was all rooted in Athena raising Odysseus to be her champion. Like, there are people who are like Team Athena and like Team Poseidon. I don't know. There's some wacky stuff going on with the gods behind the scenes here. I don't know why they're all like meddling so much.
I know of a brilliant prophet. Problem is this prophet is dead.
Awesome, unexpected tone switch. That was sick.
Can't get you home, but I'll get you to the underworld instead.
I like how it's easier to get to hell than it is to get to Ithaca. You'd think that Ithaca were on the moon. This trip shouldn't suck this hard. This is nuts. Does Ithaca have no tourism? Who would want to make this trip? You have to stop by like 11 deities on your way here.
I remember actions of passion. I have been in love once before.
I kind of like Circe a lot more when she's being this, like, wise, motherly, guiding figure. Like, I don't know why, but I really liked her just now, being like, oh, kid, I know exactly where you're at emotionally. I've been there before. I'll help you out. She's like Athena if Athena were nice. This moment really, like, shifted my perception of Circe. For whatever reason, like, aged her for me. I guess knowing she's a god kind of helps that. But, like, it went from her being, like, Odysseus' equal to being someone with a lot more experience and wisdom than him, you know? And like I said, that's a lot of factors. That's the fact that I know she's a goddess this time around. It's the fact that she's so much taller than him. It's also the fact that we're, like, going through her temple. There's a moment where we got to see, like, Odysseus enters the temple, and these two women are like, what the fuck is a man doing in here? And kind of just seeing Circe, like, run this whole temple gave her this kind of sense of authority. Anyway, it's crazy that they're on their way to the underworld. I assume we're gonna run into Hades. I'm so excited to see Epic the Musical's depiction of Hades. Unlike Poseidon, I have seen very, like, differing depictions of Hades. No two depictions of Hades are really ever alike. God of War 3 has the weirdest, craziest depiction of Hades, and I love it. But that one's so different from, like, Hades in Smite, Hades in Percy Jackson. Meanwhile, Poseidon in God of War is the same Poseidon as Smite, the same Poseidon pretty much as Percy Jackson. All it took was tearing an arm off of him and making him ginormous for Epic the Musical to really leave its mark on Poseidon for me. But anyway, as always, let me know in the comments what you thought of this video. Comment below what else you'd like to see me react to in the future, and I will see you guys next time.
Hold on to me, baby. Won't you come a little closer? Will I leave for now?